carrot cake was American, and I know what purist Italians are, but no, it turns out that actually carrot cake comes from Venice, and indeed from the Venetian ghetto of Shylock fame. So of course when I got back I had to try and recreate it myself. This Venetian carrot cake couldn't be more different from the towering, richly frosted American version. The Venetian version is relatively simple, certainly easy to make, but it is fabulous to eat, marzipan-y and moist. Obviously they share the same ingredient, grated carrots. You need 2 large carrots or about 3 medium. Coarsely grated is fine, so to speak. I'm all for laziness and shortcuts, but I find that if you use a processor, it makes the carrots not only too fine, but also too wet. Those can just sit there and I get on with the cake. I want 150 grams of caster sugar, and this is an interesting part, 125 ml of olive oil. Don't use extra virgin, it'll make it too peppery. These just need to be mixed together, and I have to say it's much easier than creaming butter and sugar by hand. Not that that's impossible. I'm going to move whiskwards now because 3 eggs need to be beaten in and I want to get some air into them. There aren't any raising agents in this cake, so all the lift comes from the eggs. A teaspoon of vanilla, or thereabouts. And now let's beat some air into this. I mean, luckily you don't need to beat too much air because it's quite a heavy cake, and I mean that the best way because I'm using ground almonds in place of flour. So if I get too much air in it, it'll rise and then just sink, collapse later. And this way it'll be the perfect, crumbly but compact disc. Now into this bowl go some ground almonds. I use ground almonds in place of flour, and not only do these almonds give the cake its characteristic marzipan-y depth, but they ensure that along with the oil, this cake is gluten-free and dairy-free. I'm going to try and be patient. It's not my strong point, but just to stir the ground almonds into the liquid mixture. I find this golden colour so immensely cheering. Nutmeg. Love the sweet scent of nutmeg. Do feel free to use ground nutmeg out of the jar, but I rather love doing this and I think the taste is superior. Certainly the scent is. And now these are golden sultanas that have soaked up a shot of rum. That is a rhapsody in gold. I want the grated zest and juice of about half a lemon. I love the zest of lemon. It's the zest you get the fragrance from. Now I'll squeeze in the juice. I don't mind getting a few pips into the cake batter. Proves it's homemade. Obviously the carrots. Had I grated these with a machine, I'd have to put them in a tea towel and squeeze all the excess liquid out, whereas I don't need to. Final fold. And into a 23 centimetre spring form, which I've oiled with a bit of olive oil around the sides and put a liner in. Batter goes in. Look at the colour. Instant sunshine. Just mixing up the batter for this cake is enough to cheer me up on a dull day. Vague notion here of flattening the top. And finally, before this goes into the oven, and it needs about 30-40 minutes at 180, a scattering of toasted pine nuts. I love these on sweet food as much as on savoury. They always make things feel so glamorous, but not in a showy way. And here it is. We're done. serve with it something that really refers to the American cream cheese icing idea. And I mix up about a 250-gram tub of mascarpone with 2 teaspoons of icing sugar and a generous shot of rum. And then I put that in a bowl with a spoon on the table alongside the cake. Although this is fantastic for when you have friends over, I firmly believe you owe it to yourself to enjoy a little solitary indulgence.